How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me with another math lesson with Mr. Wilford. Today we'll be diving into one of our final lessons as we transition close to the end of Unit 3. We're going to be talking about dividing rational numbers. Now we've done adding rational numbers, subtracting rational numbers, multiplying. All three lessons we use calculators. All three lessons we was able to see a process of either of properly using the calculator and seeing that when we added them, when we subtracted them, when we multiplied them, it turned rational times rational, rational plus rational, rational to subtracting rational into still a rational answer. So we're going to look at now dividing as well. And when you look at it, what I want you to pay attention to is I want you to pay attention to make sure you're using the calculator right, and if the answer is coming out to be rational. All right, so let's do it. Let's dive in. Please, if you have your worksheet with me, look at lesson 3.9. which talks about dividing rational numbers. Now, as usual, take your seconds, pause the video to look at the bell work, A and B, and see if you could get the right answers. It should be very simple. We'll make sure we type in ABC, the ABC button for mixed numbers, and the second X squared button for square roots. All right? Awesome. So what you should get for A when you put this in is you should be able to get the answer 42.12. Whereas B, you should get 32.
Okay, just have him put it back up.
Okay? Okay. These are your two answers that you get when you multiply these rational numbers all across. A refresher to you guys, a rational number is any number that can be turned into a fraction or a terminating decimal or a repeating decimal. Those are considered rational numbers. My base definition to most people, I tell them if it can turn into a fraction, it's considered rational. If it cannot, then it's considered something called irrational. Look at the practice problems here, just similar to lesson 3.8. Use your calculator to be able to solve A, B, and C. Right? You're dividing here. So when you put in 4.6 divided by 4.5, what do you get on your calculator? You should end up getting 1.02, and that 2 should be repeating. When you get for B, you should end up getting a pretty big decimal, but it does stop 0.73529412, something like that. Okay, and for C, you should end up getting 1.6. All right. These are our answers for A, B, and C. Of course, I ended up doing correctly, incorrectly. I apologize, and you can always correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to check just one because my buttons, I may have hit the wrong thing. I think that'll be the biggest problem that you'll have is if you don't hit the right buttons. Okay, but yes, those are your answers for A, B, and C. My apologies in advance for my children giggling in the background. Babe, can you go in your room? Can you go in the room and close the door?
I'll be right back.
Okay, that's why I was like, why is it so close to the heels? Awesome. So let's go through the modeling now. Just like in the past worksheets, we're using the calculator. -4, ABC 1, ABC 5. Right, you're hitting the division button. 3.7. Now the good news is here. You don't have to keep change flip. The calculator is going to end up doing it for you. I'm not trying to show you how to do that with these big situations, but nonetheless, we're not using long division. Once you type in the calculator, it should pop out the answer, which is going to be -1.135135, and you'll notice that the 135s continue. Okay, so that's our answer. For B, once again, we're going to type in -6, ABC 2, ABC 3 divided by 3.7 divided by square root of 16, which is second X squared, also known as 4. When you do that, your answer comes out to be -0.450, and that 450 repeats too. Okay, these are considered rational numbers. Why? Because they have repeating decimals. Okay, and I'm pretty sure I can turn these into fractions as well. Right? Take your time as you work on the independent practice. The biggest error that you might have is that you might have typed in the wrong button. Please be very careful about that. All right. That is it for this lesson. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Well, this is calculator work. It should be very simple to put it in. But thank you for joining me. If there are any questions, feel free to stay at school or put your question on Google Classroom. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.